Hi Taurus, how are we? I'm just looking into some individual readings this week, looking at your person. Okay, so I will also be doing a no contact portion as well. So whether or not you are currently in contact with your person, we're sort of looking at both sides of that spectrum today. I am finding that with retrograde energy still running around there, quite a lot of people are still in sort of no contact situations when it comes to the person on your mind or your person. So we'll sort of see what comes out though, and go from there. Now today I am using the seventh seal lenormand deck there. I have the Island Time Wellness Oracle deck with me as well. And today we're actually getting an overview card from a rune deck as well. So I've got the Witch's Familiar Runic Oracle here. So we'll get started with that. And Taurus. Oh, excuse me, bless you. Taurus and your person, please. Taurus and your person, please. Okay, so we are seeing the Perth row rune there. So as you can see in this image, it is that beautiful black snake with the crescent moon behind it. Now the Perth row rune, that one there is, I'm just checking my list here, make sure I've got the right one there. It is also known as just the Perth rune as well. I do have a second rune deck that it's just called Perth rather than Perth row, but it does talk about, a good omen, fate, the unknown, as well as initiation and occult. Personally, I find the initiation factor to quite strong with this particular rune, but it is quite a fateful, good omen type rune as well. But the initiation there, so we do find that when it comes to having that rune as a you can either be using it as a personal type of rune there, but when it comes to connections and relationships, it really does talk about sort of being initiated into something within the connection. So, a lot of the time I do find it talks about connections that are sort of relatively new, or a new type of person that you haven't considered before, those types of things, quite a lot of the time when it comes to that particular rune. But if you're someone that is into sort of spellcraft, or even just for manifestation type things, that may be an interesting rune for you to be sort of looking at this week there with the Perthro rune. Okay, but as a bit of an overview, it is a really good sort of card for love, because it does talk about those good omens and fate as well. So it could be one of those sort of fated connections, but it does have that sort of that good vibe going along with it as well. Okay, so Taurus. Taurus, the person, Taurus and your person. Sorry, one of those days, and I feel like I may need to sneeze again too, so we'll see how we go. Taurus and your person. Taurus and your person. What's going on with this connection, please? Okay, so in this connection, we are seeing the birds and the clover card there. The birds card really does talk about sort of, it is a bit of a communication card. Okay, so the birds sort of do flit and flutter around, chitter chatter. So it does have quite a bit of conversational type vibe to it. And it can also talk about, things in the past that are still a little bit of a bit of a grief sort of period that you may have gone through in the past as well, but that's not going to be for everybody, especially with the clover right here as well. But usually this is going to just talk about conversations and sort of being in that stage in the connection where we are needing to converse quite a lot. There may be a particular conversation or like a phone call, because it can talk about phone calls in specific, but you know, there could be some sort of a conversation that you're not you're sort of working your way up to, because we do see the clover there, and the clover does talk about taking a bit of a risk. Okay, so the clover is kind of letting us know that there may be some sort of risky type conversation. You've been wanting to sort of take a chance and delving a bit deeper with this particular conversation. So a lot of the time that's going to be like, those emotional conversations where it feels like we're taking a bit of a chance by having that conversation and sort of seeing where we are both at, that type of a vibe. But with the clover there, that is another card of really good fortune. So as we saw with that rune, some good omens, some good fortune at the moment there, with that as the sort of main energy of what's going on in the connection at this time. So how does Taurus's person feel towards Taurus? How does your person feel about you, Taurus? Okay, seeing some beautiful energy coming through there. We do have the dog as well as the star card. Okay, and the dog card really does talk about loyalty and compassion and that support. It is a friendship card, so it can really talk about having a strong connection based in a friendship. And once again, as with that birds card, friendship really does sort of talk about supporting each other and talking and having that really good relationship where we can talk through things, on a more platonic level, as well as having the love there as well. Okay, and then especially with that star card really does talk about wishes. And wish fulfillment. So the vibe I get when I've asked what's your person's feelings about you, it really does sort of vibe of you're their wish come true. You are the thing that they wish for. Okay, and so feeling like they have really gotten what they've wished for. They may have wished in the past that they wanted certain things within a connection, and you seem to be fulfilling those wishes for them. So they've got a lot of hope and optimism and a really good base in that supportive type friendship energy as well. So that's absolutely gorgeous energy to be seeing coming from your person today. So we'll have a bit of a look into their next actions towards you. What will your person's next actions towards you be today? Not today, but in the near future, Taurus. Your person's next actions towards you for Taurus, please. Okay, so we're seeing the flowers there as well as the clouds. Okay, so with the flowers, that's a really super giving type of energy. Okay, so they may actually be giving you like a physical gift or something like that. It can definitely talk about that. Can definitely talk about giving you flowers, that kind of a thing. But we do sort of find that with the flowers, it is really about that wanting to give to this kind of energy. So their next actions are going to be really to give to this connection and give to you. And I'm feeling that with the clouds there, it's that they are all about thoughts. So they're really wanting to sort of give you their mind space and let you know what they're thinking about. And obviously, the flowers, it does sort of go both ways when you do sort of give. It is a really good receiving energy as well. So they're sort of really open to give to this connection and hear your thoughts, give you theirs, have those really deep and meaningful sort of conversations. So we're definitely seeing some sort of conversation vibe going on on here with you guys at the moment, Taurus. So, if there has been a particular conversation you've been kind of putting off, it does feel like now is the sort of time to be bringing that up, taking that risk, to have that conversation. And I'm really feeling that it's going to go in your favor, Taurus. So, whatever result you're sort of wanting from that conversation, you're well placed to have that really well coming through for you there as well. Okay. And with that clouds card, as we saw with the star card, quite a lot of clouds imagery as well, that they're, they might be wanting to let you know as well that you are my wish come true kind of vibe. That definitely could be what they're wanting to give you with their thoughts, give you that knowledge that, you really do mean something really important to them. You're something that they feel that they've wished for, and that, they've got this lovely hope and optimism about the connection. So once again, seeing that beautiful energy sort of flowing on through today for you, Taurus. But Taurus and their person, what's going to be going on with this connection in the near future? Taurus and their person in the near future, please. Okay, and I'll just get one more to clarify that one. Taurus and their person in the near future. Can we please get clarity for that message, please? Okay, so we have seen some really lovely energy across the board so far there, Taurus. But we may actually be coming into a period, where we might be having a little, just, I'm not going to say, anything drastic or anything like that, but we may be feeling, a few things might pop up in the near future with this connection when it comes to these particular cards, because I've got the fox there, the anchor, as well as the cross, okay? And so, these cards can all mean quite a lot of things. That's why I did sort of want to clarify that with the cross there. So I'll let you know that with the anchor and then being clarified by the cross, the anchor and the cross together, that kind of really does bring about that some sort of burden, some sort of cross to bear that's kind of weighing them down or weighing the connection down. Okay, so there may be some sort of issue with one or both of you's sense of independence, self-sufficiency, saying whatever we kind of need to say, like or saying what the other one wants to hear rather than saying the full truth. So just be aware of that, Taurus, that, with that fox energy, that really, he can be a little bit of like a salesman type vibe. So it may even just be something like, they're just getting, one of you is just getting bogged down a little bit by work in the near future. And that's the kind of, cross that you guys are getting pulled down a little bit by, because with the anchor, we can see a little bit of stagnancy within the connection coming through in the near future. So I feel that that's why we're seeing such strong conversation type cards to start there, because, you guys might want to talk things through and really work out how we're going to deal with issues when they arise. Okay, so things like, if someone's distracted by work or getting super bogged down by work, going back to, that support that you guys have between you there, and really sort of talking things through, being supportive of each other when we are getting a little bit, stagnant or bogged down by anything, and with the fox, I do feel as though it's probably going to be something, it highly possibly could be something work related, but I am also getting a bit of an energy where, it could be one or the other of you sort of saying what you think the other one wants to hear, rather than the full truth of your heart. So just be a bit wary of that and not doing that, and if your person does seem to be just saying all the things that you want them to hear, having that conversation with them about, look, no, we want to be like 100% real with each other, okay? And look, I'm here to support you and whatnot as well. So the fox energy can actually be quite similar to that dog, supportive, compassionate type energy as well. You know, a fox will travel miles and miles to look after its den, so and we do see that here in this particular card, carrying the little fish in its mouth. It's obviously been on a journey to, provide. So it is a bit of a provider type energy as well. So, when it comes to when I'm talking about not um, not saying certain things, it's going to be just in that sort of, they're so used to survival mode, kind of a vibe, but realizing that you can actually rely on each other is, I feel, something that may be quite important. Relying on your person and letting them rely on you could be quite important, and not sort of being too independent with our thoughts and feelings and whatnot as well. So anything that is sort of bogging us down, pulling us down a little bit, with that anchor and the cross there, make sure we do sort of talk through those things. Talking and communication does seem to be, the letter of the day for you guys, Taurus. So I would really be suggesting that, have those sort of conversations on not wanting to, be too independent. Two people alone together is not a really good vibe for a connection. That will lead to that sort of stagnancy. So just reminding each other that you are there to support each other, because you do have that connection, and like I said, you do have some really great energy across the board there. So it's definitely something. I feel that that's just, it may just be, like I said, I am kind of feeling that it's just going to be someone getting a bit bogged down by work more than anything. I just wanted to make sure I let you know about that other possibility coming through as well, because that may resonate for, just one or two people as well. Okay. But I'll grab you an oracle. Taurus and your person, please. Taurus and your person, please. Okay, so we are seeing the Cupid's arrow card there. And now that does say, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting, and hesitation. Okay, so I feel like that's sort of really just saying, especially when the cross card has come out in the confirmation sort of card there, the clarifying card there. It's a bit of a reminder just to have faith in each other and that support in each other, because the cross card can sometimes talk about, just trusting in the universe, trusting in God, that everything's going to be fine, but with the Cupid's arrow there, it's definitely a positive, supportive type energy for love there. So it's just sort of just having faith in each other, and possibly just a slight, like, especially with the flowers, there could be some sort of surprise invitation, in that's sort of like a gift kind of invitation, if that makes sense. So we could be looking at some sort of gift, surprise as well. So good luck with that, Taurus. Let me know what you get. But I will sort of move on over to our no communication. So Taurus in no contact situations. I'm just going to have a bit of a look for you there, Taurus. What's going on with Taurus and the person that they are not in contact with, please? Taurus and the person that they are not in contact with, please. Okay. How does the person that Taurus is not in contact with, how does this person feel about Taurus, please? Person that Taurus is not in contact with, how does this person feel about Taurus, please? Okay, and near future outcomes between Taurus and the person that they are not currently in contact with, please. Okay, so we're seeing some similar energies to that last spread. Like I said, I am seeing, a lot of people at the moment are in sort of no contact situations. So If you yourself are in a no contact situation and obviously watching this section, watching the entire video may actually be useful, because I did see some similar cards popping up there. Okay, but we are looking at the rider and the lily for just the general sort of overview of this connection. So, we're definitely seeing that there could be some good news on the way when it comes to this connection. And this news is probably going to be something to do with, somebody's sort of more intimate side, some sort of intimate news. So not necessarily physical intimacy stuff, but like emotional intimacy, some maybe showing you some vulnerabilities, those kinds of things. And I am sort of seeing that reflected already in the outcomes there as well. But the lily does sort of talk about longevity as well. So if the reason for the no contact is because one or the other of you weren't sort of ready for long-term commitment, it does sort of feel that that's what the good news is. Look, I'm ready for something a bit more long term. I'm ready to settle down. It could definitely be that as well. And this could actually be another career card. We are seeing a couple of crossovers with career stuff at the moment, Taurus. So there definitely could be some good news about their career. If your person's at a distance, they might be moving closer because of work, all that kind of a thing. So but definitely seeing some sort of good news coming your way. And so this sort of does straight away give me the vibe that, there will be some sort of contact between the two of you in the near future, because, the writer does, it is like a physical movement card, and they do sort of come to you with the writer, and that news does come to you. So even if you're hearing this news through like a third party or a mutual friend, something like that, it is going to be something about, probably something quite intimate. And like I'm saying, that long term, that longevity kind of a vibe as well. So I'm really just getting the feeling that that good news may be that, look, so and so is ready to settle down. So that for a lot of people, that might be what that is. But when it comes to their feelings towards you, we are seeing the dog and then the whip, okay? And so to me, there's like these can be read a few different ways, but I am really feeling like they're just a bit confused about, or not confused, but they're just a bit tense and having a bit of trouble with losing the connection, like losing the loyalty and support and compassion that you guys had. So I'm feeling that that's definitely something that, this person that you're not in contact with, there was actually quite a strong base in friendship, as well as, maybe love or whatever. But they're kind of, they're a bit, it's troublesome to them that they've lost that energy. I feel that that's exactly what that's sort of saying, that they are feeling, conflicted about losing out on a friend, so as well. So that's pretty much all I'm getting from that today. But it they are just feeling conflicted, and they're just having that tension, so they are a bit worried about it, and feeling, I feel like they are sort of just missing this, missing this support and loyalty and friendship. And it can sort of cover quite a lot of bases, I know. But with that whip there, I do feel that they're just sort of probably in that sort of self-flagellation kind of energy as well, where they're beating themselves up over what's happened as well. So just when it comes to their feelings, they are just feeling a bit sore and sorry for themselves about losing you, by the feel of that. And then when with the outcomes there, I am seeing once again, I saw these both coming through in the standard read there too. So we have the anchor and the cross, and the feminine anima card did jump out as well. So I am feeling that this is sort of like a more feminine vibe energy. So it's probably something a little bit more, they're feeling emotional, like we saw with that whip and dog there. The female energy is sort of that softer, more nurturing energy, but also, yeah, a little bit emotional as well. Okay, so emotionally, I feel like we're feeling a bit, weighed down by what's happened, and still feeling as though there was a really strong element of destiny in this connection. And as a bit of an outcome, it's just sort of feeling that whoever the more feminine in the connection, whoever the more emotional in the connection, is just sort of feeling really bogged down and sort of burdened even by this loss of the contact. Okay, so I'm not sort of seeing anything clearly about any potential contact in this section, but I'm just feeling that your person's feelings are just sort of overwhelming any possible outcomes at this time. So they are kind of just so sort of feeling the loss so much, so to speak, feeling so weighed down by whatever's gone on between you to lead to the no contact, that they just they're sort of not letting me see any other potential outcomes other than their own emotional distress. Okay, so I will sort of just ask a little bit more directly there. So if Taurus were to reach out to the person that they are not in contact with, if Taurus were to reach out to the person that they are not in contact with, okay, so when I've asked what would happen if we reached out to them, Taurus, I am seeing the clouds and the animus, which is the masculine, coming through there. So it's kind of feeling like if you were to reach out to them, you would really have to sort of um, help clear any emotional confusion. The masculine energy, obviously the opposite, the partner to the feminine energy there. So it's kind of really talking about balancing out between the two of you, balancing their emotion with your logic. I feel that that's sort of talking about. Obviously, it can be flipped the other way if that's your situation. But the thoughts card there, that can talk about a little bit of anxiety as well. So, but when we're sort of deep in thought, and we're seeing the masculine sort of does keep those emotions to themselves, and they sort of act more from logic. So I feel that that could actually balance out things a little bit at the moment. So I feel like we are sort of looking at, if you were to reach out to them, you would kind of need to, you know, come in very stoic and logical when you're approaching this person, and just be aware that they are quite emotional, feminine energy at the moment. And then so I'm seeing feelings on one side, and then the thoughts and overthinking possibly on the other. Okay, so you're both in a bit of a tizzle about all this, I feel, at the moment. But we also are seeing the stork card coming through as well. Okay, so the stork card does sort of stir up the new energy as well. Okay, so there definitely is the possibility that if you were to reach out to this person, you may have a little bit of a struggle finding that balance between the two of you, to begin with. But you do definitely have that opportunity to stir up some new energy as well, like stir up that, balance things out and stir up some new energy and new opportunities with this connection. Okay, so if you were to reach out to them, I'm not saying that it would be a bad thing. You would probably just have to be very, very careful and very thoughtful about the way that you do reach out to this person. Okay, so with the clouds card there, you it's something that you would really want to think through before you actually reached out, if that makes sort of sense. Think about how you could if your person, right? So how would you balance out them when they're feeling so emotional? What would they need from you when they're feeling emotional? And coming in, and with the masculine, that is a little bit more of a dominative type energy as well. So it can also talk about things like, especially when we're seeing the rider and the lily in the general energy. If you're the one who has been a little bit non-committal, coming on in pretty strongly and being like, look, I want to I want to be with you, and just putting it all on the table in a logic fashion, that would actually be quite beneficial to stir up that new energy, because when we're dealing with somebody who's emotional, we want to address their emotions, but also, be very clear and concise about where we're coming from as well, So, like I said, if we can manage to balance, get that balance between the masculine and feminine energies, and the feelings and the thoughts between the two of you, we definitely could stir up some sort of positive new energy between the two of you there as well. So let me know how that resonates for you, Taurus. Anyone that does comment as well will go in the draw to win a free personal reading. So make sure you leave me a comment so you can go in that, as well as, make sure you subscribe so we can keep you updated when that comes around. But if this is where we leave you, thank you so much for your time today, Taurus.